This little fellow feels the world's on the edge of blowing itself up. He feels it's inspiring to see someone out there still banging away at it. Claims it's easier to make green by selling bullets than... Thinks you've built yourself up into a walking arsenal. He can't wait to see what you do with all that gunpowder. Save the world or help it go kaboom. Says that even boom makers can do some good if they make the right things explode. Just think about the tinks you can destroy with earth-shattering kabooms. What happens next depends on what you blow up. Says that life's kind of like a fuse. Sometimes it does just what you expect, and other times it catches you by surprise. That's just what someone says right before they blow it. Thought the world was kaboomed, but it looks like something might be growing in its crater. Wonders why you put so much work into making things safer. Can't see why you join up with the myriad. They go around cutting his fuses short. Gotta test things somehow, doesn't he? But enough about you. Says his Muma Grandiosa taught him the secret source of making ammunition. And now that there's an endless need for bangs, business is booming. He was born during the baby boom back in the days, and he was so interested in the family business, he even got nicknamed Boom. He'll take the family secret with him to the grave, which could be any day now, with the world ending and all. Figures that's a testament to his skills and ability to keep it together, so far. Of course he doesn't want it, but if the world goes under, he hopes it goes with a bang. But before that, he wants to make the best of the time he's got. Boom says he's always looking for ingredients for ammunition. He has enough sulfur, but he can never get too much charcoal, so if you'll get him some of that, he'll make boom-sploding gunpowder just for you. Thinks you're the straightest shooter he's ever met.
It's like the whole world is glowing.
Just like I always told you, you're too much.
It's not too much until the dark is destroyed.
That's enough out of you.
Too much is never enough.
There's a serenity about this spot. It's a place for rest and... wiped out. The sky is as bright as it's going to be. A plank place like this is a fire trap. Boom says he's maybe the only one profiting from the way the world is burning. He's happy to put the charcoal from the scorched earth to good use. Boom says his speciality is homemade saltpeter, which he makes from a dung mix his friend Moog makes for him. Collecting the various dung that makes up the special boom poo blend is an expedition, though, so Moog isn't giving it up for free. However, you shouldn't need to part with too much green to buy the brown from Moog for him. Boom promises he'll make it worthwhile. Says it takes a little stink to make a big bang. Boom welcomes you back on his terms. Boom says he told you not to come back without getting your hands on some boom poo from Moog. Boom welcomes you. Says you'll see each other later.
Chile.
Moog asks if you know the first rule of monster haunting. It's to go where the monsters are. Few monsters warrant the fear we have for them, and you don't look like someone that's easily scared. You could help him out. Start with one monster and take it from there. Spot its tracks and report back. Also, bring back any poo you find. His friend Boom has a nose. Says you're right. You gotta catch 'em all.
Hard to find any shadows now.
Correct, and we can always make more.
Well, there has to be a way to stop that.
Turn off the lights. No shadows then.
That's not what I meant.
Worth going outside just to see the night sky. You can see a lot farther now than at night.
Ja, that's it, ja.
Moog says he's found keys in fluff dung before and always wondered what they'd unlock. Discover the rest and you'll find more keys. There's plenty of poo to go around. Moog says you did good on that last monster. He hopes you have to... It's not too far away. It shouldn't take you as long as the previous one. But that's no reason to waste time. If you keep at the haunt, you'll round them all up in no time.
Bet you can see clearly now.
The dark will never hurt you, not like that.
No.
Sounds like someone's guilty of hurting feelings.
I do not feel guilty about that.
Moog appreciates your company. Says good. It's darkest between the stars. Boom welcomes you back on his terms. Boom says he told you not to come back without getting your hands on some boom. Boom welcomes you back. Says you... Moog appreciates your company. He still needs you to pin down the next monster and return. Moog appreciates your company.
Amanca.
Says you're okay by them.
Como uno shalafi. Vaxan mar malva cherry.
Wonders how bad it must be out there for you to be skulking.
Mucha u intabadan.
Didn't have much else to say, so no.
O waxu.
Moog appreciates your company.
Zenenaften. O waxu.
You and the Myriad tribe share ideals, and that's a risk.
Why ad fodlea hoja eskuku Johanna.
Says talking to you was interesting.
Intabadan faroju.
Moog appreciates your company. Says you're welcome. The world is awake. ride like the wind. There's a ping dish here, just the thing for signaling. Shot through. There's a serenity about this spot. To get the ping dish to work, you need to line up the pong paddles for a proper match. Just a few moves left. Make them count. That's a match. Now you can ping all the dishes you like. Spin that paddle to turn the ping dish properly. No pings there, only pongs. No pings there, only pongs. Pingety ping ping, you found a transmessage. You can see so much farther in the light. It's a game of life, yours and everyone else's. That's a good sign. Small's Mart is a favourite thingamajig broker. Let's see. The leaf roof almost blocks out the sky. You've discovered Fanaki leaves, the densest jungle in the land. Better get hacking. Always good to have some wood scrap like that on hand. Bang Shelter 10E. Toxanol put these all over the place. You could try living in harmony with what you can't see. For some, the night brings terror. This is a spark plant, a place where they make the zap sparks for your go juice needs. Watch it. Not too shocking to find a notice board here. Just sad to think of all those unanswered questions. Can you feel your fur standing? This place used to make power for the Toxanol Corporation. Nobody was so formal as to call it that, but yes, all while you're...
Ja, that's it,
Moog says he's impressed. That's another monster pinned down. Moog says that thanks to you, he has the monsters mapped out now. Once he gets the word out, your friends and allies will know what and where to avoid. He guesses you're thinking the exact opposite, and you're still eager to find more. Claims he can always help you come up with a reason. Heard you haunted up an ark for yourself. Now, that's one amazing kind of prize. Imagine what you could haunt with that. Thinks that's the kind of problem he could help solve. Thinks you might not use the ark much if the world's fine, but he'd take it out even more. Perfect for a haunting safari. Doesn't know why you try keeping things alive that need killing, especially in a world like this. Either way, though, that ark sure seems shiny.
A conscious choice to be alone means you won't miss anyone.
The thing we're really missing here is someone with compassion. You just seem to have passion. For yourself.
The world will be...
Well, anyone in their right mind would agree you're better off on your own. Let's hope the ark...
Says the ark's your ride. You get to fill the seats how you please.
Wow.
Moog's glad you keep coming back. That worked out. Boom looks excited. Can't wait to cook up a batch of special... Boom says that thanks to you, he's got a fresh batch of gunpowder ready to go. And for as long as there's different dung in the mix, you never know what kind of boom candy you're going to end up with. Figures he wouldn't push the button, but if it's going to blow, he wants a front row seat. Boom hears you found an ark. Imagine something that you could blast right into... Can't imagine anything tougher, but he'd still like to take a crack at cracking. Wonders what use the ark is if this world doesn't need leaving. Experiments, maybe? Feels bad you worked so hard to help a world that was so blowed up, Ark or not. So, when are you going to blast that thing off? Taking any...
So, what we have here is an opportunity to help your next. There's a seat open on the Ark should you want to offer it as a gesture of appreciation.
Why? You don't need anyone else but yourself and me, of course, but I'm a part of you, so that doesn't count.
If you want to go quickly, go alone. If you want to go further, go together. The only one we'd want to get away quickly from here is darkness.
But you know you can't go on without me. Even if I'm bad company. I complete...
I think we can finally agree on something. It is better to be alone than in bad company.
Thinks it's kind of you to offer him a sprocket ride, but he doesn't think you'd let him loose once you'd Boom is happy you're in his face and not some pile of dung. You got the best of that. Daytime is a good time to be outside. Out of Date says the time has come for you to reconcile with your past. Lupa Lupin is still staying in the camp where he was brought up. He hopes you... Even though darkness is a part of your nature, he suggests you try to keep your cool. He'll point you in the right direction, but the rest is up to you. This part of the journey is one you'll have to do. Lupa Lupin's camp has always been there, hidden deep inside the mountains. Out of Date hopes you'll find your... He knows he said it before, but the time has come to put an end to the Lupins. You should get over there. Come face to face with... He's happy to help.
nuka, nuka, nukurak.
What do you think of this place? Lupin says he's been looking forward to this moment. He wanted you to come here and see for yourself where it all started. He was so little when your mother and kin came here to put an end to his mother just because she was different, a hunter. That night, the hunter became the hunted, trapped with nowhere to run. He says your mother showed no mercy, only vengeance. He can see that you're not like your mother. There's something different about you. Maybe you would have made a better decision than she did, and let them be. They orphaned him, left him alone, an outcast and a freak. Lupin says he's been reliving the moment every night since then. He says your mother and her disciples started something that couldn't be undone. They created the monster he would become. He knew his time would come, and he was patient, So, when he got news about your birth, he knew how to get revenge that would last. That's why he spared you that night he raised the village when you were a child. He wanted you to suffer for life, like he had.
Just so
He marked you for life, so he'd recognize you when you met again, and you'd eventually remember where you came from.
no.
His hunger grew insatiable over the years to come. He tried, but being vegetarian wasn't in his nature, and he couldn't go hungry.
Just so
But he's never taken a life for the sake of appetite. It's always been about survival, and that our true self is being who we are. A deep look into nature will make you understand everything better, and that natural selection eliminates, and the strongest survive. Fate is for those too weak to determine their own destiny, and now the time has come for you to accept yours. Right between the eyes. Watch out for drop-offs. They can surprise you down here. Keep your eyes out for new paths. Easy to miss things down here. He says you really need to go see Wiz as soon as possible. He's happy to help. Will... Thinks he was... Boom is happy you're in his... The day can't come soon enough. Thinks he was right. Boom is happy you're in his face and not some pile of dust. Every root of the tree is fixed in the earth. But for how long? Thanks you for rising from your past to be a better person. Hopes to see you again. Thinks Boom is happy you're in his face and not some pile of dung. Can't understand why you don't just give up on helping things. Is thankful the Western world says you covered the important things already. Thinks he was right not to go with you. You're just not enough of his kind of... Boom is happy you're in his face and not some pile of dung. Says you should take care. Careful. This place might look serene, but it is not. Got word you found the greatest glider of all, an ark, and it's all good to go. Can't imagine how that would feel. Funny that you found an ark when you don't need to go anywhere in it. The world's proud of you for thinking about helping before escaping. Wonders if there are any open seats left in that.
So, what we have...
Why? You don't need anyone else but...
If you want to go quickly, go alone.
But you know you can't go on without me.
I think we can finally agree on something. It is better to be alone.
Feels thrilled to snag a seat in your ark. Can't. Goop knows he's repeating himself, but can't. Says you're welcome back.